You can think positive all you want about dead animals. You can think how good this milk is for me, how positive is this for me, and you'll probably digest it better. But when it comes to milk, you won't digest it at all, especially pasteurized milk. No one digests pasteurized milk, and very few now, after age 2, digest raw milk. That's from the medical doctors, not me. I always thought it was age 3. No, the medical doctors say after age 2 you can't digest milk. Then why do you promote its use? I mean, this is as stupid as stupid stuff, you know. And so you can wish that it doesn't cause mucus. You can wish and know that the body will tolerate it well, and you still come in here with problems because you must follow the laws on each plane. Sorry, I don't see how you can get out of that. This person was talking about a lot of polyps on the vocal cords. They were doing massive amounts of milk and stuff like this, and they almost had their appendix removed, and they went on a great fast and kicking butt here. So yeah, good work, man. I mean, that's what it is. Polyps are like tumors, you know, let's use the word. And this is all lymphatic issues, and just get your get your lymphs moving. Just talk with a guy. He's a great blues player, Duke. Duke Danger, a great blues player. Been with the Earth, Wind, and Fire. He's traveled with everybody. B.B. King gave him one of his old Lucille's. I mean, he's a good guy here, good singer, but, you know, woke up with a problem on the neck, and just he's been so strict with grapes and lemons. Just in under a month, this tumor's gone off his neck. So it just shows you the power of that, and the power that what you can do when you get focused and that. You know, I think you could make a T from parasite G or M for headlights and mites and stuff like this and be very effective. We don't have a lot of that come in here, to be honest with you. We have more serious issues, but I've always thought you could make a nice tea of that. I've heard some of the people comment that they're successful with making a tea out of that and using that as a head wash. You have to be careful with, you know, some black walnut not dyeing some clothes and stuff, but still, you could definitely use make a tea out of parasite G or M, and or use those kind of herbs. And make yourself a tea and wash your head with the tea and everything. Definitely, parasites don't like these herbs. That's for sure. Now, this is oxygen palm. Let me see. My sister is detoxing on fruit at the moment, and there are some improvements. She is, however, experiencing bad headaches and beginning to get up lots of mucus, various colors, with blood. Is blood normal? Absolutely. I mean, when you're acidic for years and this mucus has clogged the sinuses, clogged the lungs, this is an acid condition. That's why all this mucus. So the stress on the little capillaries is obvious. And of course, calcium is one of the body's main antacids. So not only are you going to get thin capillary walls, you're going to get some interstitial bleeding, of course, because your interstitial fluid is blood. So you are going to see some mucus in stools. If you have fissures or hemorrhoids, you can see mucus coughing up, especially if you have real thin capillaries, and you can see mucus coming out of the sinuses sometimes when those capillaries are real thin. But, you know, I mean, if you're experiencing too much bleeding like that, get our bleeding formula. It's a homeostatic formula. It stops internal bleeding, and then keep cleaning this out, and then these will strengthen. Check your parathyroid. You might want to do a little parathyroid Calma Plus or something. It'll strengthen up that capillary wall. The flavonoids in all the fruits and berries and melons will help to strengthen the capillary walls, and so it won't be long, and you'll strengthen all that up, and everybody's good. How do you see liver signs on the face? You know what? There's been a lot of ideas. I really don't follow the different lines on the face and the ears for the hearts and stuff like that. This person that says, even hesitant to ask questions now. I see some folks are so critical. This is Kelly. Kelly, you know, you just ride with that, my sweetheart. You know, everybody's trying to help. Some of them are a little sarcastic, but you know what? This is a learning channel for them too, because the people that are not are going to hit on them too. So this is how all life seeks a balance. And it's also the pry for you, and it's a pry for them. And so this is how we all become one. And keep your love, Kelly. Keep your compassion, and we'll keep ours, and everybody works together. And those that are too critical, just open your hearts. And, I know you're trying to pry her loose, but if you listen to her, she's loosening herself. She's doing well. You'll be able to tell people that don't let go. And, you never want to remove someone's crutches too fast, because moving someone's crutches too fast is like taking a wall, a freestanding wall that has a support beam, and just taking the beam out, and now the wall has no support. You want to build support in her. You want to build knowledge and awareness and trust. She's been to a lot of places and had a lot of spent a lot of money, and this is true. I mean, I see it in here all the time. People been to naturopath after naturopath. That's a disgusting thing for me. It's one thing to go to the medical community and realize that side of life, but to go to naturopath after naturopath and hear a lot of crap, that gets me. And a naturopath that recommends high-protein diets and stuff, they're not true naturopaths, and there's no way to guard against it. And states they don't have the right, they can't guard against it either. That would be guarded. They would shut down the medical community. If the states were about protecting humans, they would shut down the medical community in every state, because there's the killing machine, not naturopaths. But it is true that a lot of naturopaths spin their wheels, spend a lot of people's money, and don't know a thing about true health. But, I don't know how you correct that. You live in the marketplace. This planet is a marketplace. And it was once, 60 Minutes once did a special. And they did a special, and this special was related to medical doctors that have a high kill ratio in one state, and then they move to another state. How do you protect the individual or individuals in one state when you have a high kill ratio medical doctor come to that state, known to be very bad in his techniques, and he kills a lot of people? How do you, or harms them, how do you protect the people in another state? Well, I think it was Wally Safer, or one of them, asked this question at the head of the AMA. That was his question to the head of the AMA. You know what? The head of the AMA, I forget who he was at the time, this is a lot of years ago. You know what his answer was to that? His answer was to that question on 60 Minutes. Let buyer, not poor little patient, let buyer beware. That's 60 Minutes, guys. That ain't me. Let buyer beware. Now, that tells you where the thinking is, isn't it? Now, what about that, FDA? What did you do about that one? That makes you sick. But I'm detached. I'm detached. So, Kelly, keep going. We'll take it easy on you. You keep going. You've done well. Fruits feed parasites? Nah, never heard of that one. Maybe like Candida? Well, simple sugars are always going to be involved. If you have high Candida levels and you quit all starches, you're going to have a lot of hungry people. So you detoxify, use Parasite M and clean these colonies out of you. But in reality, starch has been the problem. Grains. Someone said grains were healthy. What's healthy about a grain? You ever see a horse that doesn't stop eating grains? What happens to them? It's called foundering. They become extremely acidic. They can't move. They get stiff and tight, bloated. So my dad shot one of our best horses because of that. Well, you can detox them. Now they detox them if they founder, but my dad put them down. That was the old way of doing it, put them down. And it's like horses don't know how to stop eating, where cows do. So it was just a big thing, And it's like shows you, though, the acidosis of oats and the acidosis of grains and the carbohydrate, the high starch factor or sugar factor of grains. Why would we think that's healthy? When you want a health of a horse, you're going to give it alfalfa. You're going to give it grains. You're going to give it greens. I have been trying for weeks to find someone who will take a photo of my eyes. This is Eagle 99001. That's amazing. We have a lot of pictures coming here from ophthalmologists. Could be the town you're in. I don't know. They're out there, though. So don't give up and don't feel disheartened. You know, there's some good ophthalmologists that does take pictures. You know, money's money. The beauty of your spirit. Thank you. Thanks a lot, Luke Murr. I thank you too. Thanks for that comment. I try. And I love you too, King Cullen. Thank you very much for your comment. Thank you so much, guys. Someone said to this guy about fasting, a roommate said, fasting lowers your metabolism permanently so that you go back to eating normally. You'll pack on weight worse than before. Where does some of this constipated thinking come from? Let's see. Jesus fasted a lot. No, he wasn't fat. Buddha, no, he wasn't fat, unless it's the eating, laughing Buddha. No, you know what the problem with that is? When you fast, your body doesn't burn protein. Your body burns fat. It's just like a hibernating bear. You know, first need of the human body is oxygen and carbon. Above all else, carbon and oxygen is essential. All right. Oh, it's time for me to go. So this idea that, and it was taught in even chiropractic school. I taught a class for years, classes, with a chiropractor friend of mine who was a kinesiologist. And we taught classes to build our business because no one would come to me, of course, and then he was just out of Palmer. But I used to think that the proteolytic enzymes in your body would digest your own body up. So fasting, you couldn't do it because they've seen people die from fasting. And so we'll get into that sometime, high-end fasting, water fasting, and how people have done it for months and months and months. But no such thing. The real issue is going back to why are you overweight? And that real issue is the adrenal glands. And you've got to fix that. And you got to get away from starches and complex sugars. So you've got to get on raw and get yourself up in that way. So I will try to finish this and connect this as I go through this week because I am really backed up. So I thank you so much, and thank you again for viewing these videos. Bye-bye now.